Alright lads, so today we got some big news to talk about regarding the future of BBS, kind of. So we're talking about some quality of life updates that have just been revealed on the BBS official server. Shout out to whoever actually does these messages. I don't think whoever does it. It's the new developer that made these comments. But before we do jump into the video, talking about all the changes that will be happening over the next month or so, couple months. Firstly, I need to address one thing. Burn the Witch. Again, very likely to be mid-month. We already talked about it, but we have more information today. There is actually going to be a Bankai livestream on the 5th of October, and if it's happening there, it's very likely that mid-month is going to be Burn the Witch. Just further proof, in my opinion. Either way, this is a big livestream because they haven't done a livestream in a very long time, you know, Bankai livestream. Obviously, since COVID here, and they've made some changes into the, obviously, since the, you know, whole virus thing hit, KLab have been slowing down on their streams. Normally, we got one like every 3 or so months. For the first 6 months of 2021, we got like nothing, and we only recently just had one for the anniversary live stream, and now we're about to get another one, potentially for this mid-month banner. I do believe this is to announce Burn the Witch Part 2, because again, Burn the Witch is a very big banner. It's a collaboration banner. They're not just going to announce it in-game. They're going to hype it up, and that's the best way to do it, by announcing it on its live stream, right? Just makes perfect sense. Hopefully, at the same time, they show us some other goodies and stuff like that, but unfortunately, due to the nature of the timing and how soon it is, it's like literally in 5 days' time, I don't think I'll be able to live stream it, which does pain me to say that, because for the most part, I'm always able to live stream during these Bankai lives, and this time I don't think I will be able to, and it does suck to say that, because I like live streaming Bankai lives. It's always a fun time. We play some bingo, you lads chew in the chat, we just react to the thing together. It's always a fun time. Unfortunately, I'm not sure 100% if I can do that. If I can, I will live stream. If not, still expect a reaction from me nonetheless if they do announce Burn the Witch and stuff like that, and a video, right? Just unfortunately, I won't be able to live stream it. That being said, though, we have a lot to talk about here. This is by far the best dev comment we have received in a very, very long time. And we are showing that KLab are trying to implement some stuff that we have been asking for. And they did mention that multiple times, that it takes time for them to do it, unfortunately, because they are kind of slow with it. But they are listening to us for the most part, and they are trying to make their game better. And this is proof of that. They are definitely trying to. And we've seen this last month, by the way, with the last dev comment, that they mentioned that they are going to be focused on quality of life updates for the later half of 2021. They're not going to be adding any like new big update for the next 3 or so months. They're just going to focus on the core gameplay and just trying to make things better for us, and does appear to be the case with what they're doing here. So let's just jump straight into it, boys. So starting off, thank you for playing at Bleach Brave Souls. This is the dev team. The update that was released the other day for version 13.3.0 was focused on fixing bugs and improving certain functions. Hardly, we barely got anything with that, but okay. We will be considering further releases of some updates that will address some of the problems that we will see players pointing out to us. I have some information on some of these updates, so I thought I would let you know more about them in our monthly dev message. The following are our comments for this month. Dev comment number 1, addressing epic rates. Something that, for the most part, since the introduction, hasn't really been touched upon in like the last 3 or so years. So this is exciting, right? So they mentioned here that we'll be altering 3 areas in Epic Raid to increase playability. The first one was the highly requested addition of a 5 soul ticket play function. Beautiful. Epic Raids right now is just... I enjoy Epic Raids. Honestly, I actually like playing Epic Raids nowadays. I do find some enjoyment in it. Right now, I haven't really maxed the pets out in a long time because it's just not worth it. And 5 times soul tickets for ER is beautiful. KLab, beautiful. I love you. I hate you sometimes, but I love you now. This is actually amazing. And the main reason for that is because, keep in mind, Epic Raids, the shop that we have, is limited. You can't just bang out Epic Raids and get like a crap ton of material, because the shop is limited, right? You can only buy what they give us. So having 1 times ER just never really made sense. And most of the time, you never really max out the shop. You just get the Transcendent Scrolls. Maybe you get the pet if you want to. With this, though, with the addition of 5 times soul tickets, I am now maxing out the entire shop. Because that's beautiful. And keep in mind, if you do have the Cons Bonanza Pass, you're getting 6 runs. And for Epic Raids, or at least the Awakened version of Epic Raids, they do give around like 18 Link Shot potions, just normal ones. So that means you can actually farm Epic Raids and at the same time actually walk away with a decent amount of Link Shot potions. So that's actually pretty nice. You're like kind of farming 2 things at the same time, unless they do nerf the initial drop rate, which hopefully they don't. Because you know with KLab, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. We have to wait and see. Even though it's looking beautiful right right now with the 5 times soul ticket, if they change any of the like the rates and stuff like that, that will kind of suck, and like hopefully they don't balance it out. But moving on from that, we have secondly, we'll make it easier to find matches to play by lowering the requirements to unlock epic raids and change the schedule so that there are normal, awakened, and revival epic raid ongoing each month. We will also make the duration shorter and alter the difficulty settings. Finally, we'll be changing some rewards in accordance to the above changes, and we'll be adding items in the epic raid exchange. So as I did mention there, they are going to be changing the rewards. Hopefully not for the worse, but it's still a good thing. It's still going to make epic raid farming a lot better. One of the things I do want to address actually is the normal, awakened, and revival epic raid. Them lowering the requirements to unlock epic raid, I don't personally mind. More people playing is always a good thing. But what is revival epic raid? Now, I'm kind of hoping here that it's a old epic raid, because funny enough, this was actually last night when I thought about this. I unfortunately couldn't max out the Rukia pet because I just didn't, play the speed-only quest. I focused on the other colors, so I couldn't max out the pet, even though I had like all the materials but the speed-only drops that you had to get for Rukia. And then I thought to myself, okay, that's kind of sucks, right? It's not that big of a deal, but when am I going to next get the chance to max out Rukia? Like, how long is it going to be until I can max out Rukia? It's potentially years, because, like, how they do it, 1 month we get a new, like, epic raid, so right now we have the Awakened one. Next month we're going to get the normal epic raid for the new one that's releasing, and then we're going to get a normal and Awakened one return that came out, like, a few months back. But for those players that missed out the past epic raids, you really don't get the chance to buy the past pets, or just buy anything really. So that kind of sucks, right? So I'm kind of hoping this revival epic raid that they did mention is more so giving us a chance to farm the old epic raids and maybe get the old pets, and I'm kind of hoping that's the case. And as they did mention here, that every month we're going to get a normal, awakened, and revival epic raid quest. That's kind of exciting, because sometimes, like now, we already have the normal and awakened one for Yoruichi. If we had an extra one at the same time, I think that should be pretty nice, and that should hopefully increase the orb count that we get every month. If there's more epic raids to farm, then there should be more orbs to get, right? So who knows? But either way, I think this is a great change for epic raids. 5 times ER, lowering the requirement to even get into ER, and then potentially changing the schedule so we can have actually more chances to get some of the older epic raids, if that's what I'm assuming. That's a great change. But again, as I did mention, they are changing the rewards in accordance to the above changes, and we'll be adding items to the epic raid exchange. Hopefully, the changes isn't going to be too much of a bad thing, and hopefully the items they are adding to the epic raid exchange is actually worth buying. But either way, I'm still going to be maxing out the entire shop now, because 5 times ER is potentially about to be a thing. We don't know when this actually is coming. They didn't give a date, but still, it's exciting to know that it is coming. After that, we have limited quest. So this is more so talking about inheritance trials and transcendence trials that you can do once a day. So as they mentioned here, we'll be changing some of the elements related to inheritance trials and transcendence trials to increase player quality of life. We agree that once per day makes it hard for you to play when you would like to, and it's kind of annoying to limit it to once a day. This is why we'll be changing it from a daily limit to a weekly play limit. We will also change the Transcendence Trial to combine attribute and affiliation scrolls, so that each attribute quest will also give you a chance to get affiliation scrolls. Lastly, we'll also add the ability to use 5 times soul tickets at once in Transcendence Trials. So that right there is a nice change. Obviously, the biggest thing here is that they don't mention 5 times IT. That does suck. That does suck. Especially right now, Caleb, you're doing such a good thing, but no mention of 5 times IT when you know people have been begging for it is kind of annoying. But at first, when I read this, I thought this was to tackle the modders. Because if you don't know, modders right now, because there still are some, they can actually get 5 times scrolls. They can get 50 scrolls a day, 60 actually. So a normal player can't do that. This is actually kind of tackling it, because by allowing it to 5 times soul tickets, now modders don't get that big of an advantage, right? Because we also get the same amount of runs. If that is the case, for IT though, they can still get the advantage by modding. So do keep that in mind, because we don't have 5 times IT even in single player content. Hopefully sometime in the future though. And another thing to mention is that they are changing it from a daily limit to a weekly limit, which I actually think is very good, because sometimes you're lazy. Sometimes you're playing BBS. Like, I play BBS all the time, like every day. But sometimes I forget to do my daily IT. Sometimes I forget to do my daily Transcendence scrolls. And them changing it to a weekly play limit, I think is a very, very good thing in my opinion. Because that means at the start of the week, I can just go in, do the quest, and I'm set. I don't have to now think about playing IT or Transcendence trials for the next week. So I think it's actually a very big change. I personally wasn't asking for this. I actually never thought about this, like, change. I personally didn't see many people ask for this type of change. I don't think many of us thought about that, but that's definitely a good change that I don't think, again, not anyone was really asking for, but I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. So overall, for the limited solo type of quest, I think there isn't really anything to complain about here. The only thing I guess to complain about per se is just the lack of 5 times IT, especially when you just mentioned 5 times ER. Kind of sucks, but maybe they want to add it at a later time. Maybe they want to like space out the quality of life updates so we don't get bombarded with a lot of things. Even though I still think it should be added soon, but okay, Caleb. You know, you're doing a good job, right? You're doing a good job. I have hope that you can eventually add 5 times IT. And then the last thing to talk about is arena mode. Remember that? People still play it? So this is actually a very big change. I personally still like arena. My guild still plays arena when we do have time. Arena right now has so many problems, and they're finally addressing some of the problems. This is a step in the right direction, but I still think they need to do more to make Arena playable for the average player. So let's talk about what they have changed. So firstly, it's starting from Season 8, which will be, I believe, tonight or tomorrow. Matches will now change to 2 minutes long. So no longer are they 3 minutes long, now it's 2. This makes it way better in my opinion, because 3-minute matches for Arena is actually just a tad bit too long, personally, because yeah, for the most part, those first like a minute and a half of Arena, it really doesn't matter because score still is a thing, right? You don't get a big advantage from against a team, and they can just come back in the later half. So I think cutting off a minute to lowering the time to now 2-minute matches is definitely a better thing. Do I think it should be lowered? Maybe to 130, maybe, but I think 2 minutes is definitely better than 3. I'm not going to complain about that. That's going to overall make more just matches happen, and it's not going to take too long now just to play one game. For number 2, they say we'll have a special Season 8 in-game order, and we'll give more players arena points and more items. This is good. This is good. Hopefully, it continues on to future seasons and not just Season 8. But I do want to know, like, what rewards are we getting? Because more arena points no one cares about. Because that's one of the things right now, is Arena is so self-centered in its own game modes. If you don't care about Arena, you have no reason to play Arena, right? So what I think KillLab should do is add more items that you can get from, like, that you have usage of outside of Arena. So let's say, for example, normal scrolls, more orbs, summon tickets, stuff like that. That is a way to get people to play Arena mode, to get items outside of Arena mode, right? So Arena points, I don't think the average player is going to care about that, but they do mention more items, and hopefully those more items actually are worth farming. Again, I think a 5-star ticket every 2 weeks, a 6-star ticket every 2 weeks isn't too much to ask for, and if they do that, that will get people playing Arena, at least for the most part, just to get the 6-star ticket, and that's what they kind of want to see, because right now, almost no one plays Arena. Then number 3, they mentioned that we'll add rainbow links or potions, essence scrolls, and large attribute scrolls to the license rewards. Again, a good thing. The license rewards, again, going back to what I just mentioned, for starters, the license rewards still needs to change. It's still too expensive. 250 orbs every 2 weeks is too much to ask for. It should be significantly lowered, maybe 100, maybe even 50 in my opinion. It's just so stupid that you have to pay for it, right? At the same time, adding rainbow links or potions, essence scrolls, and large attribute scrolls definitely is going to make the license pass more enticing in a sense, because, again, license rewards only gives you items for Arena, and if you're not playing Arena, then there's no reason to even get it, right? Now with essence scrolls, large attribute scrolls, and link slot potions, depending on how much they do give, I might now consider even buying it. Having said that, that's only because I spend money on the game. For the average player, I still don't think it's worth paying for, and it still needs to change. It needs to be lower, or just outright entirely scrap the idea. Don't make us pay for items in-game. Going back to number 2's point, actually, more items. Hopefully that means items to max out your characters in Arena, because right now, one of the only ways to max out a character to level 10 is to actually just buy the license pass, which I think is a terrible mechanic, and hopefully they do change it. But as they do mention at the bottom, they are looking at more feedback, and they know more can be done, and this is just the first step in improving in Arena. And then the last point, one of the most important ones, is characters who are ranked 1 to 4 will receive trophies even if their team does not win. Thank you, KLab. This is something that I've personally been begging for a very long time, because ranking up your characters is kind of annoying, especially from rank 1 to 5, and most of the time if you are getting a character rank 5, it's because you're using them as a link, and a lot of the characters are very, very bad, especially to use in Arena, and then you're going into a game that's 3 minutes long, and then you lose. You just wasted 3 minutes of your life because you get nothing back. So this change, being able to rank up your characters and get trophies even if you do lose, is a great change, because it means now you can use a bad character, and sure, if you lose, it sucks, but you're not wasting time. It's just now you're going to be slowly progressing to get that character to rank 5. It means characters like the, what's it called, Swimsuit Yoruichi, the Mind one that came out like 5 years ago, who I do want to get to rank 5 because she's a Link. Now I can do that at a reasonable amount of time and not rely on potentially farming it for a couple hours just to get to rank 5 or trying to get carried by my teammates, which a lot of the times does suck when you join a game and then someone's using a trash character and now you have to try and carry them and then you just lose and everyone just wastes their time if you do lose. So I think this is a very good change, and overall, lads, that's basically the entire stuff to talk about for this dev message. But that's a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, this video for me personally is already 20 minutes long, but that was just a lot. There's just a lot here, and I think that's actually a very good thing. Right now, quality of life updates are the most important updates for BBS. We have a lot of stuff to do. We just need to make it a lot better and give us a reason to do it. 5 times ER is beautiful. The new schedule, whatever that actually is, I'm already a fan of it. Inheritance Trials changing for just at least single player content for the limited quest is already changing. That's great. It's going to just overall make it a lot better. And then Arena is definitely way more playable now. I don't think this is enough though, personally, to get a large portion of the player base to actually play Arena. I think there's still more to be done, but as I mentioned, they already know that, and we'll hopefully see more updates in the future. But overall, lads, this was a very big dev comment, by far the best one they've done thus far. Very excited about this. Only thing disappointed about is no 5 times IT, but they did ER. Hopefully IT can come eventually. Hopefully sometime soon before too many players quit, right? Because IT right now, just for the most part, isn't really worth playing. But hey, ER is now. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I will upload my summer video later today, so do stay tuned for that. In the comments below, let me know what you lads think about this update coming out in the future. What are you most excited for? And I'll see you lads in the next one. Peace.